you today. Y'all probably gonna hear the air because I'm in the car. So I'm gonna give y'all a little tidbit. So once again, let me introduce myself. I'm Belize Spivey. I am the STD life coach. I help especially African American women living with herpes overcome the stigma, but I do help all women. But I want to tell y'all, like, I'm looking kind of crazy. I did like Bantu knots in my hair because I wanted to do my hair, but I just took them down and I didn't take them out yet. Being kind of lazy, but I had to work today. That's where I am now, and I'm so mad because I woke up super early thinking I gotta be at work at 9 o'clock, and I don't have to be to work at 2:15, and I don't get off to 10:45. So I've been up since 6:15, and I ain't gonna get home till like 11:30, 12 o'clock. So mad, but it's okay because I go to work. I'm off tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thank you, Jesus. But anyways, guys, I just want to give y'all, like, why do she look kind of crazy? It's because I'm at work and I work in a warehouse, so no point of being cute. Okay, so as you can see on the topic, it's a herpes situations. If y'all all been thinking like, oh, what videos is she gonna do now? What is she gonna talk about now? And that's something that been kind of like slowing me up, because I'm like, okay, I have talked about all of the facts about herpes, different situations with the herpes. Now I want to talk about like certain situations that may happen to you, so now I can be a little bit more candid if it's your situation, because everybody's situation is so different with them finding out they have herpes. So I want to talk about different situations I have came across over the last 2 years while doing this. So now if that's your situation, what you can do in that situation, and just some advice on how to get through that situation with living with herpes, but especially through your situation, because everybody, I hear it all the time, you don't understand, you didn't go through it like I did. You're right, I did not go through it like you did, but I know so many people who have, and you can get through this. So with that being said, this first herpes situation is going to be, I am in a relationship and I found out I have herpes in my relationship. So I have just talked to so many women and guys about this, where they're in a relationship, they've been in a relationship for a couple of months or been in a relationship for a couple of years. Everything's going great. Yes, y'all had some things happen in relationships. Just say if, had kids, lost kids, cheating, have been in a relationship, or different types of cheating, or just losing jobs, just so many things that you have been through. Most important, I want to talk about a little bit of the cheating that has happened in your relationship. Okay, so that's the situation. The situations that I'm in a relationship, I find I have herpes, and one of us have cheated. Okay, hi. So with that being said, guys, if you're in a relationship, and just say if it's you, I'm going to talk from a woman's perspective because that's the best way for me to speak. And, you've been having itching, you've been having burning, you've been having it for a while, but you was like, okay, I get bacterial vaginosis all the time. I get yeast infections. It's nothing. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to take this medicine that I know I can take, and it's going to be fine. As you notice, it's not going away, but it's not unbearable. It's not crazy. So you're like, whatever, it'll be all right. You told your boyfriend, babe, I got this little itching. You're like, babe, you probably just got a yeast infection or something. You cool. Hey, love, you're cool, don't worry about it, type thing. And that, being honest, guys, when we hear we got itching and burning, we always, as women, and sometimes men who, been with so many women, or been with somebody a long time, or know something about sexual health, always think it is BV or bacterial vaginosis, or it's yeast infection. As we know, yeast infections from yeast, okay, most importantly, but bacterial vaginosis is when it is your pH balance is off. So that can be happening from your eating, sex, so many different things, or your soap that you're using, things like that, just sweating. It's just your pH is off. So it's just not like an STD, it's just your pH is off. So that's why we always kind of think there's bacterial vaginosis or a yeast infection, because your pH is off. But that's not always the case. So we assume that it's those things, and it can be really herpes. So you're telling your mate, this is going on. You're like, babe, don't worry about it. So as y'all move on, you may be having sex and it's getting painful. You're not as lubricated as you typically are all the time. The itching is getting a little bit more excessive. The burning is like, oh my God, this is so weird. You don't took the medicine ain't working. So you're like, babe, I'm gonna go to the doctor. Or you may not even tell your mate that you're going to the doctor, okay? You just like, I'm gonna make a doctor's appointment. It ain't nothing but BV or something like that. This medicine just ain't working. I just need to go get something stronger, right? So you get to the doctor, you tell your doctor your symptoms, they look and they say, hey, I think this may be herpes. It may be what? I thought it was just BV or a yeast infection or something like that. And that's what spins us out of control. Oh my God, I have this. I'm in a relationship. Our relationship is not perfect, or our relationship is perfect to me in my mind. We're doing great. We talked about marriage. We talked about having kids. We have kids, or we're engaged now, or something. Or we're looking to get engaged, or he just popped the question, or maybe at the case, but. Things are going great. You're in a really nice relationship. Things are going good. You thought you found the person for you, and boom, herpes is punched in your face by your doctor. So you're thinking like, oh my God. They tell you based on what they see, and they be like, well, you got to wait a couple of days, and we're going to find for sure if you have it. So with that being said, you're waiting, and you're waiting. You're waiting, and you're waiting. And you're waiting, and you finally get it, and your doctor say, hey, you have herpes. Now you're scared. Oh my God, I cannot tell my mate this. He is going to freak out, or she's going to freak out. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm going to lose them. I don't want to lose them. Like, I didn't do anything, or, oh, I did cheat that one time, so he going to think I cheated, or I cheated on her that one time, she going to think I gave it to her from this other girl. We got over that, man. Things are getting good. Yeah, she still don't trust me. We still don't trust each other, but we trying to work through it, and all this stuff like that. It's like, oh my God, I cannot believe this is happened to us. I thought we were over this. Like, I thought our relationship was good, but now I have herpes, so that means he may have herpes. That means, oh my God, I could have gave him herpes. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Like, he's going to be freaking out. So with all that going on, you're just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should keep telling. Should I tell him? Should I keep having sex with him? Do I want to act different? Things like that. So your partner's looking at you like nothing's going on. He may see she may see your mood change. They may see things are differently, but you're just kind of like pumping through. You probably still having sex with your mate, which I tell y'all you shouldn't be doing. But you kind of just like, I don't know how to tell him I'm scared. And you do things out of fear sometimes. We all do it. Everybody makes this mistake, so don't beat yourself up with it. But people do make this mistake of still having sex with their mate without even fully telling their mate or disclosing to their mate, even in the relationship, because they're just absolutely scared out their mind of what they're going to say or what they're going to do. Okay, and then depending on what type of relationship or dynamic of your relationship, you don't even know what their reaction is going to be. So you're scared that he may try to hurt you or yell at you or kill you. It's crazy, but at the end of the day, it's just different dynamics, a different type of relationship. Or you're just scared of what the reaction is going to be because you just don't know how people are going to feel when they may contract in this which they can't get rid of, at this given moment. So after all that happened, you're thinking to yourself, should I tell them or should I not? Tell them, okay? And this is one thing, and I'm about to get into the advice piece with this because this happens a lot. This happens a lot. Thank you, sweetie. So with that being said, guys, this happens a lot in relationships, and this is some advice I'm going to give you. Something I should have learned before I got married, in the process of getting my divorce now, but I wish I had learned this so much in the beginning, just with communication. When you have this itching and burning and bumps or whatever, always tell your partner everything. That's something as women we don't typically do, and especially sometimes men don't do. We may say it like, oh babe, I got an itch or something, we brush it off. But when we go to the doctor, we shouldn't be going to the doctor not telling our mate we're going to the doctor. If you're in a relationship, they need to know from the beginning what's going on with you, and we just fail to do that. Not because, oh my God, he not going to be supportive, but no, it's just scared of what's going to happen, or scared what's going to, most important, scared what's going to happen or how they're going to respond. But I feel like when you do educate, like tell your partner everything that's going on, when the results come back, it's still going to be a shock mode, but y'all are dealing with the shock together. Not, oh my God, I got to tell him this and he's going to be mad. It's going to be like, oh my God, babe, we got this and what we going to do. Or you still gonna may have that, you remember you cheated on me, you probably got it from that blah, 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 blah. Or you should, if you wouldn't cheat on me, this wouldn't happen. Yeah, y'all may still have that if y'all had infidelity in y'all relationship, but what if y'all didn't have any of that? Yes, those questions are still going to arise, but if you are being honest and telling the truth from the beginning, that thought may not even arise as much. Yes, it's going to come up, but if you're not hiding that you're going to the doctor, if you're not hiding, that your symptoms are increasing, if you're not hiding things, then your partner is more like, okay, well, my babe kept me, in the wraps the whole time. So you may, I don't think, she would have told me if she was messing with somebody or whatever, which at the end of the day, everybody has that thought. So I don't want you to feel bad. You like, man, talking to this girl, she found out she had herpes, or your boyfriend come back, or you got it, and you like, I know he cheated, he had to. And that may not be the case, guys, so don't always jump to that conclusion. I really want you guys to stop jumping to that conclusion. If your partner do not have a record of cheating, if y'all have not been down that road, don't let that be the first thought. Yes, it's a lot of side chicks out here. Yes, it's a lot of cheating going on out here, but don't assume that all the time, because as soon as you put that into the atmosphere, now you just don't know how much you can push your partner to go do something, or even just cause friction, because now your partner's like, well, you don't believe me, I'm trying to tell you I ain't do this to you, and all this stuff like that, and then turn around, your partner get tested and they don't have it. Okay, and that can happen as well. So with that being said, it's very, very important that you talk to your partner from the beginning to the end, from that first itch, that first burn, when the lubrication ain't right, when you're taking your medicine, all of this stuff. And as women, we don't like to talk to our mates about women issues, but at the end of the day, if you're gonna be in a relationship with this person, you want to let them know what's going on with your body. They're gonna want to have sex with you, so you want them to know what's going on. And when you say, nah, babe, I want to have sex, like, what's going on with you? You on your period? It ain't always because I'm not on my period. It's because there's something going on with my vajay, and I don't know what's going on with her, and I don't want to do anything because I feel uncomfortable. But I said that's what we fail to do, is to have those conversations with our partners, that we're feeling uncomfortable down there. So now, crazy thing about it, you got other stuff you can be doing other than that until all of that work up, if it's just a bacterial vaginosis or whatever. Or even if you're having an outbreak, guys, I tell you guys that too. Like, it's so many other things that you can do other than penetration. It's so many other things you're doing. Just because you have, this is a little bonus, just because you have vaginal herpes doesn't mean you have oral herpes. So just because you may be having an outbreak out here doesn't mean you can't touch your partner or perform oral section on your partners or anything like that. The virus is down here. It's a skin-to-skin contact. It's not a through your blood, through your saliva type thing. It's a skin-to-skin contact. So I want to clear that some of that up, because I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, I can't have sex at all, which you're probably not going to want to have sex anyway, typically when you have an outbreak, because it is uncomfortable. You feeling type of way about yourself. But if you're at a point like, I've been in a relationship for a long period of time and I still want to please my partner, even though something may be going on with me, or I may still want to do something with my partner, and it's just like, I'm just not going to let this phase me, then there's other things you can do to kind of like keep it spicy within your relationship, spite of herpes, guys. So I just want to give y'all a bonus tip, because a lot of people always think, well, I got it down there, then I can't do anything when I have an outbreak. No, not true. You just can't do anything in that area, or that area at the time when you're having an outbreak. So if you got oral, then you can, don't kiss your partner at that time, or don't have any oral sex, but penetration is absolutely fine, So bonus tip, just giving you guys that. So I don't want you to think, oh, my sex life is over. Your sex life is not over. It's just you got to slow up when you're having an outbreak in one given area. You can't do anything in that area until it completely clears up. It doesn't affect any other parts of your body, okay, that you are using. Okay, I'm going to answer you in 1 second, okay, sweetie? Okay, so I want to answer your questions at the end, so just know that. So with that being said, guys, you just have to understand that you must talk to your partner. I don't want you guys to this happen in your relationship and you're not talking. It is so hard to tell your partner this because you're scared they're going to leave you. But I tell you, if you're talking from the beginning to the end, it makes it so much easier to move forward and to have that hard conversations, because you're talking about it from the beginning. Not saying, how would you feel if your partner called you and said, babe, or text you or wait till you get home and say, babe, guess what, I went to the doctor and they said I have herpes. You're gonna have a conniption fit, because you're like, when did you go to the doctor, and why do you think you had it, and when did you have symptoms, and Have you been having this the whole time? Like, they're going to freak because you're just dropping a ball on them. Don't drop bombs on people. I tell you, no, you don't even like bombs getting dropped on you. So take that in consideration. I understand the fear. I understand you being scared. But take in consideration how you would feel if it was you. And I think sometimes us as people with herpes are very selfish in some instance, not thinking about the person you're in a relationship with. You got to take that in consideration, because if something else had happened, you will want them to know, or you will want to know in the beginning, not at the end of it. And now you're telling them, hey, accept me now. Hey, this is what we have, now deal with it. They don't have to deal with nothing, baby. They don't have to deal with nothing. And it's going to take them a little bit more time to deal with, because you just dropped the whole ball on them. If you had eased them in and say, we're doing this together, so y'all are finding out together and not you just finding out and then you're telling. I say find out. It's better to find out stuff together than to find out stuff individually, because then they're going to think, man, how long you knew this and you didn't tell me? Did you have it and you didn't tell me, and you just want to, tell me now? You just don't want to have to answer to a lot of, which you're still going to probably have to answer to some of those things, even if y'all go together on it. I mean, y'all still going to have friction. It's still going to be some conversations there, but it's way easier to deal with it, and it's way easier for us, because now we say, you know what, I have had my partner involved the whole time, not me finding out and having meltdowns by myself. I'm melting down with my partner. I'm struggling with my partner. I get to cry to my partner. I get to go through this. And I'm not saying that, your partner gonna like, man, babe, I gotta go. I gotta have a moment, things like that. But at the end of the day, at least y'all are going through it together. Then, okay, I'm going through it. Now I'm going through it with me, with you, and us together. It's just too much, because now you're even freaking out even more about the reaction, and you're scared, and now you're having a harder time, because now you're hearing your baby like, I'm this, I'm that. He's saying things, she's saying things, and it's hurting your feelings even more, because you're like, well, this is the reason why I didn't want to tell him, and I knew he was going to say this, I knew she was going to say this, and I'm freaking out, and I'm going to lose my relationship. And you have put all these thoughts in your mind by yourself. But I feel like if you do it together, I'm not telling you you're not going to go through these things. You're still going to go through the fights, but it's easy to go through the fight together than separately and bringing it to the table. I just say this is a subject that you never bring to the table by yourself. You got to do it while you're in a relationship. Like, do it together. Do it together. So I want everybody, even if you do not have herpes and you're just watching this video, if anything is going on with your health, do not drop bombs on your partners. Do not drop bombs. It is so hard to feel like your partner life has changed and you can't do anything. It's like, you didn't even let me be involved in your pain. You didn't let me go and be involved in that. It make them feel unwanted and unloved that you didn't let them in when you was having a low moment. My whole thing, the whole purpose of a relationship is to have a partner, somebody to go through life with. If you're going through life at this moment and you're not letting your partner in, what's the point of your relationship? What's the point of even going through it? Because you're having a hard moment, and now you're expecting them to just be supportive and be there for you. But you wasn't even letting them be there for you when you was having your scariest time. That was waiting on your diagnosis. That was going into the doctor's office and sitting there, and they're doing a swab, and it hurts, and you're crying. They're not sitting there when you're sitting there holding each other's hands, or you're crying and your doctor just told you your diagnosis. You don't get that. Or they call you on the phone and your partner's sitting right there and they can hear that, or they hear it on a voicemail, or you could pull it up on your computer and like, babe, my test results, and y'all can see it together. Those are things you need to do together. So now the reaction is together, and that person can support you through it, and you can support him through it, or support her through it. But it's so hard to go through this by yourself and then turn around and then expect your partner to be there for you. That's hard, because you didn't let them in the first time, and now you want them to be there, and they're like, well, you didn't let me in first. Now you want me to just deal with you. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. So my whole thing at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to understand, as much as you go through the meltdowns and scared and stuff, your partner do the exact same thing. Even if they know they have it, they don't have it, they still go through the exact same thing with you, because they like, oh my God, our life has changed just that quick. Just that quick, our life is different. We got to be more considerate about having sex. We got to be more considerate about if we want to have kids. We got to be more considerate about, how to keep our business to ourselves. We got to be more considerate of what if I leave her, and what if I get this. It's just so many more concerns now. And I say it's best to do that together, so y'all can go through those concerns together, and then you sitting acting like you single and going through this stuff by yourself, and then coming to the table expecting your partner to kind of just run with whatever you say, or say, baby, just be here for me. He was like, how? You didn't let me in. So my whole thing is just please, I beg you, if you made the mistake already, it's fine, okay? It's already done. But I tell you now, anybody knew, if you're going through this right now, you literally just been having it itching, or you just went to the doctor or anything like that, I need you to ASAP tell your partner. And you need to tell your partner everything. Don't leave nothing out. Don't hide nothing. Don't feel like I can't be transparent. This is the best time to be transparent with your partner. Say, babe, you know what? I went to the doctor. Even if you went, okay, already say, babe, I went to the doctor the other day. You know, I didn't tell you because I didn't think it was nothing serious. It been going on for a while, but you know, babe, I always get bacterial vaginosis or yeast infections, you know, and we go through this all the time. But I didn't think it was nothing, but I went in and my doctor thought this was what it was. Or my doctor told me this is what it was when I was there, and they're waiting on my test results. Just don't wait, guys. I don't want y'all to wait on that stuff. Don't wait. Now, if you already did that and you waited, got your test results, and now you're sitting like, oh my God, I need to tell my partner, this is going to be the hardest thing you have done in a while. But at the end of the day, you need to go to your partner. And this is not a conversation you have on the phone only if y'all travel a lot or all that stuff, or he don't live with you or stuff like that. But if y'all live together, something like that, you need to sit him down and say, babe, I am sorry, number one, because I did not be honest with you about what was going on with me at the time. But I want to tell you, I went to the doctor, and you go into it, baby. I went to the doctor. This was going on. You remember, and you need to remind him of some things that you may, or her, some things that you have said. And that's what we say. We tell our partner some things, but our partner brush it off if we don't make it a big deal. Okay, so you may want to say, baby, you remember that one time we was having sex, and I'm like, oh, it hurt. Tell him that. He's like, well, I went to the doctor. My doctor was like, well, you know, it looks like you have herpes, and they said there may be a reason, you know, that why, you know, it was so dry, or the friction, or it looks like I had a cut, or, you know, every time my menstrual cycle come on, it's like I get really itchy and stuff like that. I've been wondering what that is. And you was just thinking that, you know, I was just, you know, going through my motions. No, they told me it was herpes, whatever. So my whole thing is, you still got to have that hard conversation, but you need to tell the whole story. Don't just, babe, I got herpes. You can't drop a ball. My whole thing is, you need to tell what led up to this, why you went and get checked in the first place, why you felt like it was necessary, what you're feeling, and things like that. And then you got to stop for a second and now ask your partner, how do you feel? What are you thinking? Things like that. Because at the end of the day, to them, this is a ball drop, and their life has just changed with how they view, I don't want to even say how they view you, but how they view your relationship. Because at the end of the day, as we know, when this happens to us, we feel less than, and we feel scared. And your partner's going to feel sad, because it's like, man, this is a beautiful woman. I can't believe this happened to her. This is a beautiful, you know, this is a handsome guy. I can't believe this happened to him. I feel so bad. I know that he's hurting, all these stuff like that. So I'm not saying that your partner look at you an ill way, but at the end of the day, they kind of feel bad that you're going through this. So now they're taking on more burden, because they're like, oh my God, I can't believe my partner got to go through this, and now we got to fight through this together, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. I don't know how to support her through. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is. You know, so with that being said, guys, I really want you guys to really, when you're in a relationship with this herpes situation, if you just came in, I just want to kind of reiterate what I was talking about. That we're talking about today, herpes in a relationship and finding out in your relationship. So my whole thing is, it's very important that as soon as you have any type of symptoms, or you know you want to go to the doctor, please talk to your partner. Tell them what's going on with them. So when you do have to disclose or tell them, I won't even say disclose, not really disclosing. Disclosing is telling somebody something else. Well, you're in a relationship, so I don't think it's disclosing in a relationship. I think it's more of you're getting to know somebody, and now you want to tell them something, but your partner knows you very well. This is just really telling your partner that you have this and that you contracted this. That you need to tell them as you go through the process, and not drop a ball on them at all. So I'm going to go into another piece. So the next piece is simply, I have it and my partner don't. That's a hard thing to accept, because you're thinking, oh my God, I thought he gave it to me because I've been with him this long and I've been with her that long. And that's not the case. I'm going to tell you this happens a lot. Just because you're having sex with somebody you have herpes, you didn't know it, does not guarantee that they have it. And it doesn't guarantee you having, even with you knowing your status, that your partner and they don't have it, that they're going to get it. That's not true. It's not true. It's just absolutely not true. And I'm not saying that it can't happen. It can. But it's very rare. I've just recently heard somebody, I hear it all the time, where one partner got both types, type 1 and type 2, and one partner has one. It happens a lot, guys. So this letting us know that one partner can have one and the other partner have one, and then they got one of the same together. That's not saying that partner gave to that partner. That's not saying that partner gave to that partner, because if you don't know your status, you don't know who gave what. So my whole thing is, I want y'all to understand this. When these test results come back, stop trying to do the blame game. If nobody was getting tested before for this is not the time to get in your relationship and say, well, you cheated on me, so I know you probably got it, but blah, 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 blah. Well, if he cheated, did you make sure he got tested? Because you stayed. So did you make sure he get tested? And I'm not saying that to be judgmental. I'm just saying, if you're going to be in a relationship and your partner stepped out, y'all need to make sure testing is being done on both of y'all again. Not saying that you did anything, but just to make sure, because we get back into relationships thinking that it's all good, or things happen and we still don't take precautions for our sexual health. So my whole thing, if that was not done, then you can't just say 100% that was him. And if you've been getting tested this whole time and you look on your record and see that you've never been tested, you could have got it from your first partner the first time you had sex. You don't know it. You could have got it from that one dude who just did, or who was just really good at oral sex and that's just all y'all had. Or that dude, if you're a dude, that girl who always gave you oral, that random who just gave you oral at that party one time. It don't take much. It don't take much, guys. Or, type 1, you kissed that, you was kissing on this dude that all y'all did was kiss, or, it was a boyfriend, short period of time, and y'all kissed, and he didn't know he had it, or he had a cold sore, and you did not know it was a cold sore, not knowing a cold sore and fever blister is herpes. And boom. You didn't even know, So my whole thing is, at the end of the day, guys, we have to completely understand that most people don't know what herpes is. But most importantly, we have to also keep ourselves accountable for ourselves and keep our partners accountable for their selves. And then we keep each other accountable for us, okay? It's an individual and then it's an us thing. And that's something that I feel like relationships are failing to do, because we're expecting our partner to do everything, but you're not doing anything. Oh, I went to go get tested, but did you know for sure they test you for everything? Because because they don't call you, they don't even call like that anymore. Okay? They put it in a portal. Are you checking your portal? Are you even calling your doctor back to make sure, hey, what was my test results? Can I come in and talk to you about my test results or anything like that? When the last time have you did updates on what the STDs are out now, or, things like that, how to continue to protect yourself, anything like that? Are y'all properly putting on condoms? Are y'all, just so many things. We just get so used to doing stuff or getting so comfortable that we don't pay any attention anymore. We just get too comfortable with doing stuff, and I feel like that's across the board for the masses. We get so comfortable with doing stuff, especially in relationships. You get so comfortable, and when STDs come up, then y'all want to do the blame game. Can't really blame anybody. My whole thing is just like, okay, babe, we got comfortable. No lie, we got comfortable, and it's something we got to constantly always talk about in a relationship. Babe, let's just go get tested. I'm not saying you did anything, I didn't do anything, but let's just go make sure everything is fine. As we know, a lot of STDs don't have any symptoms for some people. They just don't have symptoms, okay, right away. People walk around with stuff all the time and have no earthly idea. And that's one thing that's happening with herpes and chlamydia and gonorrhea. People don't know it all, have no earthly idea, and been having it for a long period of time. So my whole thing is just, most importantly, if you're in a relationship, and even if it was some infidelity there, make sure everybody's getting tested. Make sure you are getting tested and everything on your thing is correct. Because if you're thinking, oh, I got tested for everything, you look on there and realize you didn't get tested for gonorrhea, or, man, they didn't test me for HIV this time, and, man, they ain't test me for syphilis this time, or, oh, man, they didn't test me for Hep C or whatever. Every doctor don't test you for everything. So you need to make sure you're just being fully tested for everything. So with that being said, guys, it's very difficult to do the talk. It's very difficult to even talk about getting tested in your relationship. But if you're in a relationship and you cannot be candid about different things about your health in a relationship, where's the health relationship going? Y'all should be able to talk about anything and everything in a relationship. And sadly to say, a lot of people are not, because you're so scared about losing them. If you losing them because you said, let's go get tested, that ain't somebody you want to be with. If it's losing them because I'm saying that my stuff itch, then that's not somebody you want to deal with, because it could be worse things going on in your life. Right about now, it's people literally dying just from anything now. People having heart attacks. People find they getting diabetes, high blood pressure at a really young age. And those things they impact your life. It's people out here who are getting getting diseases that people really don't hear much about, and their life shifts in a day or shift in a year or shift in months. So my whole thing is, guys, like, if y'all can't talk about this situation or even talk about any health things that may come up in a relationship, what is going to happen when something major comes up? So I feel like at the end of the day, if this is your first time dealing with some type of health scare or anything in relationship, this is a time for y'all to have real dialogue about a whole lot of things, because anything can happen to your partner. They can go out, if your man works some type of job and he can get hurt on his job, what are you going to do to support him through this? I mean, at the end of the day, his health is completely different. He could break his leg, break an arm, go into a coma. I'm going to this screen, but at the end of the day, guys, it's still health related. So we got to talk about health, period. It's not just about sexual health. It's just health, period, within relationships, because we tend to not talk about certain things until it happened. Then you're freaking out, your emotions are high, and you don't know what to do. So at the end of the day, I feel like it's very vital, if you're in a relationship and y'all got past this herpes thing, that y'all have a serious relationship about your health, what you want for your health. If this happened to you, what would you want me to do? Or, how can we prepare if anything happened? How we gonna pay the bills? What we gonna do, this and this and that? Or even if it's a health scare in another family's life, which I have recently dealt with people passing away or getting cancer, how are you going to support your partner through that? Do you think you want your partner to wait to the last minute and say that somebody's passing away or somebody got cancer or they're sick? No, you don't want them to ever tell you nothing on the last minute. So don't do them like that. I feel like when it comes to health, you always let your partner experience it with you, not just bomb drop. Just no bomb drops on anybody when it comes to health, because we all care about our health. We may not always do the best things for our health, but nobody wants to deal with anything long term. Nobody wants to die, like, being honest. But at the end of the day, it's a part of life. Both things are a part of life. So I feel like if you're in a partnership, make sure y'all are talking about those things, okay? I'm going to look at these questions here. I had them hidden, so I don't... Okay. Can you give advice for anyone that has HSV1? Sorry if you already talked about it. Okay. What questions do you want to know about type 1? Because type 1 and type 2, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, what you do with type 1, you would not... same thing. Like, at the end of the day, herpes is herpes. There's no difference there. I want us to kind of get that out of our mind. So whatever you did with, if you had type 2, the same thing you'll do with type 1. If whatever you did with type 1, you'll do with type 2. So at the end of the day, we got to completely understand that type 1 is typically, and I'm going to be real with you, most people have type 1 genital, okay? So that's through oral sex, things like that, or genital to oral, and that person gave them through oral. So it's a mixture, and then genital to genital, and as many people don't know, genital can be oral as well, because clearly a person had genital herpes, you give them oral sex, it can be in your mouth, it'd be type 2 oral. So that's why I kind of like, I don't really like using those terminologies, and doctors don't like using the terminologies anymore and don't care for types anymore, because at the end of the day, it can go wherever it's going to go. Okay? So true. I told my husband before we got married about, I was feeling funny and scheduled a doctor's appointment and got my test back, and he still wanted to get married. See, that's what I'm saying. Thank you for Dion for saying that. See, the fact that Dion told her partner early and kind of let him in on what's going on, he was like, I can trust her. She's letting me know what's going on with her. She's not leaving me out. Things like that. That's very important. Hi, love. How are you? As far as oral sex, like, I think I can't kiss my partner after they brush their teeth for the fear of spreading it. What? Their teeth don't have anything to do with it. Anything, they don't have anything. You can kiss your partner. Like, the thing about it, we have to understand, when you see something, you do nothing. And we also have to understand, these for all the people who have herpes. Y'all, we always get kind of super scared, and I know this is probably your fear, that super scared of that shedding, I don't know what's happening. My whole thing is, you can't worry about what you can't see. You can't worry about what you can't see. You can only worry about what you can see. You can only do what you can when you see it, okay? So when you do see it, you don't do anything at all. You don't kiss your partner at that time. Honestly, if you're brushing your teeth, it's going to kill majority of the germs. We got to also understand that, those utensils, drinking from cups, all that stuff like that, guys. The chance of you getting herpes from a cup is so low. Like low. Now it can happen, but it's very low compared. Like most people are getting herpes for skin to skin contact. Okay, that's why we hear skin to skin contact, not from cups and utensils and towels and things like that. This virus cannot live without a host. It has to be in the host. Yeah, you got it. It has to be in the host, so it's not going to live too much. Not going to live long without being with a live host. So being on a cup, it ain't going to be there long. Being on a toothbrush, it's not going to be there long. Being on a towel, which you're going to use with soap, it's going to kill it right off. So I want y'all to kind of stop with those type of stigmas, because this stuff is not true. Like I said, with a cup, it's very, 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 very low. Okay, very low, very low. Very, very, very low. Okay. My partner and I found out together. See, it's. I think it's always good to kind of find out together, and also have to be careful what you eat. Yes, I tell people it is important to care. It's important to know what you're eating, especially. It's important to know what to eat for triggers, because as we know, sometimes junk food, chocolate, peanuts, alcohol, things like that trigger outbreaks. That's not for everybody, so I tell people eat until you find out. But most importantly, you want to make sure you're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables to keep your immune system up, so now you're not weak. Your body is able to keep, your body is good, so now it can fight off the virus as it goes on, and things of that nature. Any advice for telling my parents? The thing about this is another thing. My whole thing is, it depends on why you're telling your parents. I say this for a reason, okay? The way I did not tell my mom. I'm going to give y'all a full warning. I did not tell my mother. My mother found out on Facebook, okay? Because at the end of the day, at that given time, me and my mom relationship wasn't that great. We're way better than we was before. But we wasn't that great. I was about to step out and do something that nobody was doing or was doing, but not on an African American level, really. So I didn't want any negative influences, or at that time, I didn't want nobody to tell me not to do it. I didn't want to scare myself of not doing or not worrying about what my mom said. So I never told my mom. Now, my whole thing is, if you got a great relationship with your mother, go ahead and tell her. How to tell her is going to be the hardest thing ever, because there's no way, or your dad, is no cookie cutter way to tell. Just like disclosing is a little bit more, you can kind of structure that. But telling your parents is not a really good, the timing is never perfect, the timing is never right. You just never know what they're going to say. You're scared they're going to judge you, but at the end of the day, they're your parents, and I want you to understand that they are your parents. They're going to love you always. I'm a mother. A lot of you ladies and guys are parents as well. So at the end of the day, we know how we feel. I mean, parents get disappointed because they don't want anything to happen to us. They don't want us to go through hurt and pain. But at the end of the day, that's not disappointing in you. That's more of a just like, darn, I wish I would have prepared them or got them a little bit more better to deal with things. But we got to understand, we're adults now, and life is going to happen. Just sex is risky. But my whole thing is just really, you're going to have to go in the mindset saying, I'm about to tell my mom today. Not more of a, I'm going to go to my mom's house, or I'm going to call my mom and hopefully I can catch a moment. No, you got to know that you're going to tell your mom or tell your dad today, and you're going over or you're calling just for that. Because if you're trying to stick it in, the timing is wrong, really, because you're trying to stick it into a regular conversation. I would say this is a time that you designate time to really tell them that, so then y'all can talk about it, have some dialogue or whatever. But most importantly, the scary part is because we don't want to disappoint our parents. That's the most important, biggest thing. Is like, a lot of us do not want to disappoint our parents, but at the end of the day, as parents, we always get a little disappointed because we just don't want our kids dealing with stuff, and we feel like, oh man, I wish I better prepared them, and I just wish they didn't have to deal with this at all. But they're gonna always love you and they're gonna always be there for you regardless of the fact. But like I said, you gotta plan a day to tell your parents, and honestly, you just gotta come out with it. It's no, like I said, it's no cut away to tell this, because you're gonna hesitate, you're probably gonna cry, all that stuff. So I can't tell you, oh girl, say this and this and this and that, and it's gonna go well. No, it's not, because you're gonna probably get in front of your mom a couple of times or your dad a couple of times and just croak and don't say nothing at all. So my whole thing is, you gotta kind of just come out and say, hey, this is what I found out recently, or tell the story. I tell people it's easier to tell a story than to come out and just spit stuff out, just like I was talking about with your partner. Don't spit it out. Go with the story. Go with the story. Go with the storyline. with it, so you can tell them. Or if you got a close relationship with your parent and you're feeling like something's going on with you, talk to your mom like, Mom, I went to the doctor recently. Or you can come out with that and say, Mom, I went to the doctor's recently just to get tested and stuff, and this is what they told me, and I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do, type thing. So I feel like at the end of the day, your parent kind of want to know a story of why you here, how you got here, things like that. So I feel like, tell why you even went to the doctor, tell how you even got to this point. So now they have more a background on what's going on with you. Then you kind of just say, hey, Mom, I got herpes. That's just, it's devastating. I'm not gonna lie, it's a devastating feeling just to hear the words and not knowing how that person got there. So I say, as much as you wouldn't, I tell y'all not to do that to your partner, do not do that to your parents either. You need to give a story how you got there. Okay, hope that helped, love. Not to have outbreaks. Caffeine too. You know what, I didn't even think about caffeine, but it doesn't affect me. Food and stuff, like, that's good to hear. Like, okay. I didn't think, I always think about the chocolate, the junk food and things like that. So I'm happy you brought that up, because I did see that information too. So yeah, but girl, I drink coffee, not all the time, but I know a lot of people who drink a lot of coffee and it doesn't affect them. But that's why I tell everybody, food, it just depends on the person. I want my partner to get tested because I just recently got positive results, but my partner doesn't have health insurance. Any help as far as that? Yes, this is what you do. Go into Google and look up health clinics in your area, free health clinics. With those free health clinics, I need you to call each one of those free health clinics and see if they test for herpes, or look on their website, because everybody do not test for herpes. Don't worry about that insurance thing. You can get around that. It's a lot of free clinics in every state. So my whole thing is just look around and find out exactly who tests for herpes, and then take, you and your partner go. Okay? That's not a biggie. So don't let that, and that's for anybody on here. If you're ever scared, like, oh my God, I got test results and I want to go get tested again, but my insurance trying to charge me out the wazoo, go to a free clinic. Because that's the best way to go. Because insurance, they try to charge you out the wazoo because they really don't want us to get tested for herpes. So just go to a free clinic. So just go on Google, look up in your location, different clinics, free clinics, and call around or look on their websites to see who tests for what. Worst case scenario, you can always call one and another one kind of knows who do what. So you can call and say, hey, I'm trying to get tested for herpes. Do you test for that? Or do you know anybody who tests for that? And they'll kind of ship you off to whoever does it right away. Okay? Anybody have any more questions or concerns? I'll take 2 more questions. And then I'm going to have to roll because I have to work today, guys. I have to be at work at 2:15. Well, I'm kind of outside, so. Any more questions? Thank you. You gave hope to people who have herpes. Yay! I can't find my triggers. I can't figure out my triggers. I only got an outbreak twice, and I eat every junk food, soda, drink coffee, been stressed, nothing's triggering it. Girl, ain't nothing to worry about then. My whole thing, you got to completely understand that everything don't affect everybody. But one thing I do want to tell you, love, an outbreak is just not a blister or a cut. I'm not sure how your outbreak was the first time, but you got to understand, an outbreak is itching. An outbreak is burning. An outbreak is the aching legs or arms, or you feeling stiff. Some people feel that when you have an outbreak. So my whole thing, I need you to go back, think about your outbreaks, and then think about the symptoms that you have. An outbreak is symptoms. An outbreak ain't a blister. An outbreak ain't just a cut. An outbreak is symptoms. Yeah, fatigue. Yeah. So my whole thing is, you need to know your symptoms for herpes. Cold. Good. Know your symptoms. If you know your symptoms, then you have an idea when you have an outbreak. Because you could have more outbreaks, but you don't know for sure because you are just thinking it's going to come like it always comes. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because a lot of women have a lot of tingling, runny nose for me. Really? Runny nose? That's crazy. I never heard that. But that's what I'm saying. Everybody's different. Hot flashes. Wow. See. So as you can see, these ladies down here are pretty much putting out, like, one said fatigue, another one said cold, somebody said runny nose, somebody said hot flash. I would say, I never knew that. Thank you. I don't know that. Okay, so my whole thing is, so it does go away like some. So it doesn't go away like some. Okay, my whole thing is, I am all down for holistic medicine. But my whole thing is, Right now, nobody, headaches, that's another one as well. Nobody have came out. It is too many of us living with herpes, and as long as I've been doing this, I have not met one person who have got rid of herpes. Now, I have met women who have reduced to a point where they're not having outbreaks, and they were using, and I'm going to tell y'all what it is, they were using Obey oil, I think it's what it's called. I think it's Obey oil. Don't quote me. I'm trying to think that's what it is. Oregano oil. I'm tripping. I said Obey oil. Oregano oil. I think I want some Obey. I love that in my food. But oregano oil. So basically they put it on their spine, and they also put it under their tongue. So my whole thing is, guys, don't laugh at me, guys. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But okay, so Herpes, I use that oil. Okay, great, Dion. Okay, so my whole thing is, guys, you got to understand that's the only thing that I have heard that is natural that can help reduce your outbreaks, okay, to none. Now, that's not for everybody. I don't want y'all going out here buying this oil up off the shelf or off Amazon and thinking like, oh my God, they gonna never have another outbreak. Remember, guys, trigger it, outbreak. Trigger it, outbreak. Trigger it, and you're going to have an outbreak. But if you're not triggering it, plus you're taking a supplement, then it's better. But a lot of us got to understand, you can't trigger it and take something. Trigger it and take something at the same time. It's oregano oil. I think it's oregano. Somebody quote me. I'm all wrong. I'm sorry. I'm going to put it down in the thing after here. But guys, I got to get ready to go because I have to go to work. But I'm going to, yes, thank you. Put it on there, Tiff. Thank you, boo. Yes, thank you. But it really do work. But I want y'all to understand, make sure you know you are not triggering your outbreaks and taking the oil. Because at the end of the day, guys, it doesn't matter what you take. But if you're triggering your outbreaks, you're going to have an outbreak, especially if you know what that is. But that's not always the case just for you, young lady. You got to understand, like, just because you're doing everything doesn't mean that you're going to always have an outbreak. I mean, I stress out a lot sometimes, and I don't have outbreaks, and stress is my biggest trigger. But you got to understand, just sometimes your body is in a good state that you just don't have one. And being honest, who want one, girl? Don't worry about that outbreak. Okay, I'm frightened to get tested, but I believe deeply that I do have herpes. I'm not engaging in sex, but I had an outbreak in the top part of my buttock. It lasts for like 3 weeks. My whole thing, you can be scared all day, baby. You can be scared all day, but you got to do what you need. Number one, what if it wasn't herpes and you're living your life think that you have herpes and you don't? You could have got bit by something. You could have had a rising. You could have had a boil. It could have been anything, or it could have been just a bad pimple or a blackhead. You don't know what it was. So my whole thing, don't assume that's what it is. The best way to know for a fact that you have herpes is getting tested. I don't want you to be living. What if you go to the doctor and they say, girl, you ain't got herpes, and you've been freaking out thinking you had herpes, living this life, not doing anything, and you don't even have it? You know? So my whole thing, ladies, don't do that to yourself and anybody around you. If you find somebody like, girl, I think I got herpes, tell her, please go get tested and stop acting like that, because you do not want to have those feelings and you don't have to. I've talked to so many women who had almost mental breakdowns and found out she didn't have herpes. I'm like, see, that was unnecessary stress. Unnecessary stress, okay? I love your talks. I love talking to you. Bye. Thank you. Have a great day. You have a blessed day. Thank you. I'm glad to have found you. You have changed my look on it. Alienating myself until I found you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to hear from you. Thank you. Thank y'all. I love y'all dearly. We'll be talking soon. We're going to have more of these herpes situation talks. So if you have a situation you want me to talk about, then not inbox me, but email me at overcomingthestigma@gmail.com and tell me your situation, and I will really go into detail or whatever, because there's a lot of us going through the exact same thing and we need to talk about it, guys. So with that being said, guys, I love you dearly. Make sure if you want to tell me your situation and really want me to go out here and broadcast, I'm not going to say your name, okay? Because I'll use a lot of people's situation here. But at the end of the day, so you can help somebody else, email me at overcomingthestigma@gmail.com. If you want to do a session with me, guys, y'all know where I'm at, is at bit slash I have it, all capital letters, and y'all can do a session with me if you want to talk to me a little bit more privately. If you want to be in my Facebook group, not a problem. Send me a message on Facebook. Send me a friend request on Facebook, and then send me a private message saying add me to the group. Only women only. I love you guys. I love you, and I gotta go. Bye.